Hi there, this is my lock, and this is a Viro 5-pin screw-in rim cylinder. Um, I got this one a few days ago, and when it arrived, it didn't have any keys, so I've already picked it, gutted it, and made a key for it. So the key works fine, but the cam won't turn all the way around because it's hitting the jaws of the vise. So we'll know when we get the open. It's turning far enough. So the first thing to note, when I first got it, I noticed that the core was pretty sloppy, which normally means there's spools in every chamber, and they're all either active, they're all in the thin part, sitting at the thin part of the spool, or pretty close to it. So you're pretty much starting off from a full set. So that was 5, 4. That would have been 3 if I'd not dropped my tensioner. Yeah, and I heard the click as everything reset. I'm trying to. I've got into the habit of using really light tension. It's sometimes too light. So let's work our way forwards. And I think one should be the last pin. There we go. So that was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got a bit of current rotation on every pin because of every there's not a single standard in here. So yeah, and with the pinning and the heights, although there's a lot of high cuts, everything was sitting kind of yeah. Well, let's take it apart and we'll see. So I'll angle this down, and where's my pinning map? There. So we can lock it back up. Turn it the right way. And what do I need? I need a yeah, there was also a slight issue with this lock when I first got it. One of these screws holding on the cam was totally seized. It just wouldn't come out. I damaged a jeweler's screwdriver and the screw head trying to get it out, so I had to drill it. I may have gone a wee bit over the top with the drill. Shim. And we will turn that way. There we go. And so nothing remarkable about the key pins. They're fairly worn. I don't believe there's anything yeah, there's nothing, no counter milling or anything in there. I'll leave the key pins in like I say, there's nothing remarkable about them, and I'll offer up the spools into the chambers so we can see why there was so much slop in the core of the lock. So let's get my penny tweezers. So that was pin 1. I'll put them in here first. 2. I noticed very weak springs in this lock as well. So there we go. Yeah, it seems to be very short, fairly weak springs in there. Excuse me. But it's an old lock and pretty worn. So we can see chamber 1 is sitting just below chamber 1 is sitting just below the shear line. Hold on, can I zoom in like that? So it sits just below the shear line, which allows a fair bit of movement on chamber 1. Chamber 2, the spool is fully active. Chamber 3, we are just below the shear line, so again this is allowing lots of movement in the core. 4, we're well below the shear line, allowing for a false set and plenty of movement in the core, and 5 is the same. So with the lack of a standard, it means the core can move back and forth straight from the offset. So essentially you're starting from a false set situation. There we go. So yeah, that's the Viro 5-pin rim cylinder. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Cheers.